లేట్ అయింది. వంట అయిపోయింది.
ఆ, ఆ.
వాళ్ళు పడతాను కదా
అమ్మమ్మ
పూజ చేశారు.
ఇగో ఇప్పుడే వచ్చాం కదా, ఇవి సర్దుదాం. ఇందాక ఎన్నో ప్లేట్స్ తప్పలేదు. అది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత డైరెక్ట్ అలా వెళ్ళిపోయినాం గుడికి, లేట్ అయిపోద్దని.
చేసుకుంటా రూపాయలు ఎన్ని పెట్టావు?
రూపాయలు పెట్టలే, ఇవి 10 రూపాయల నోట్లు, 20 రూపాయల నోట్లు, కొత్తవి పాతవి అన్ని కలిపి. ఖర్చులు తీయలే.
పెట్టారు కదా
చాకులు మరి అడిగి కలర్లు కనిపించలేదు కదా, వెళ్ళలేదు అడి చాకుల దగ్గరికి.
కదా
8.
జనవరి 21కే పోతుంది.
8 పోయి 9 వచ్చేస్తుంది.
జనవరి 21కి 9 పోతుంది. 10వ నెల వస్తుంది. అయితే ఫిబ్రవరి తీసేసారు. అసలు ఒక నెలే వంచేసుకొచ్చారు. మార్చి
ఏప్రిల్ 2 నెలలు కరెక్ట్ గా.
డబ్బులు నా టెన్షన్ అయితే నేను అడిగింది.
మొన్న ఏంటో వేసింది మరి, రేటు మరి అడగలేదు నేను.
మొన్న ఎప్పుడు పుట్టినరోజు నేను 1500 పూజ 500 అమ్మ ఎంత వేసాను. 1000 కదా ఎంత వేసింది
రానక్క. 3500 అమ్మ 2000. నువ్వు వేసిన 1500.
ఇప్పుడు నేనేస్తాను.
ఇప్పుడేమి
పండక్కి
Good morning all. Sangeeta, kindly mute. We'll start the class. It's managerial economics now. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll start. Yesterday we dealt with yeah, we should start with supply, right? Done with. Just like I'll open the note. Price. Yes, after this I should go to price here. Okay, supply. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so supply, right? Now we are going to start with supply. Again, I'm telling we have very less time. So any doubt, later you can just mail me if you have any doubt in future before your exams. Okay. So now we are going to speak about supply. What did I say? Demand. We had few questions or few readings of demand. Same if you plug in supply over there, you will be able to answer the question. Okay, so don't this demand, supply, elasticity, forecasting, cost, production function, all these are normally these are expected questions. Even you can go and check with the previous question papers also. The sense these are important topics, so those are only there in your textbook. Understand the concept and put it in your words. Okay, supply is nothing but how do we say supply? Supply is the amount of good that seller is willing and able to buy, able to sell at different prices. So first one is definition. Again, law of supply. Then supply schedule, supply curve, shift in supply, determinants of supply or factors affecting supply, elasticity of supply. Is it okay? Little less will be there when compared to demand. So what is supply? Supply, we said, I don't, what is your textbook definition given? Supply of a commodity refers to various quantities of a commodity which a seller is willing and able to sell at different price in the given market at a particular point of time, at a point of time. Okay, good. Page number 42, we have the definition of supply in your textbook. Okay, so my definition is more or less the same only. What did I say? Supply is the amount of good that a seller is willing and able to sell at different price. Then what is law of supply? Law of supply is same. As price increases, quantity supplied increases. As price decreases, quantity supplied decreases. What is it? It has a direct relation with price and quantity supplied. Then what is supply schedule? Supply schedule, I can have a price and quantity supplied here. Price can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. So what is it? This is a table. Table. Then draw a graph QS P and mark the axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Just have this like this and then you connect everything. When you connect the dots, you get a supply curve. This is SS curve. Okay. Again, the data set. Kindly take a note of this data set. It will be very easy because for demand also I would have used the same data set but ulta. So this won't be confusing because for you to write in the exam, to remember for the exam, so I've given a simple data set. Even for the rest of the cost curves also I'll be giving it. So what is it? Next one, what did we say? Supply curve is done. Supply schedule is done. Shift in supply. Shift in supply, same. What did we do? How demand was shifted. So how supply can shift. Here also we have increase or decrease in supply. I'm drawing it here. Increase or decrease in supply. Can you follow? US and P here. And this is a price, given price. Am I in the line?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay.
Just a minute. May I know what subject we are covering? Just now I joined.
Managerial economics.
Economics. Okay, thank you.
Yes. So we are speaking about supply. We started with the topic called supply. So supply definition was done. Law of supply was done. Page number 41 in your textbook. Managerial economics. 42, right? No, but the lesson 3, supply analysis was starts from 41, but the definition what we are speaking is from 42, right? So then we are speaking about increase or decrease in supply. What happens? Change the color. So this is a price. This is the original supply curve. Dark. This is the original supply curve. SS. And increase the size. And then, yeah, what happens if the supply shifts this side? What happens when supply shifts to I'll mark this as S1. From S to S1, what is happening? Your supply is reduced, right? Original supply was, what can I give here? I'll give Q S1. Okay, so then here it will be Q S. So P and this, I'll give it as S naught. This is the original price and original quantity which they are willing to supply. Shift in supply. If supply reduces, it is reducing. So for the same price, supply is reduced to so much. And when the supply is increased, increase in supply in the sense, if I give it as S2, the same price, you increase to QS2. Okay? This is shift in supply. I don't know, your textbook has it. I don't know. Anyway, you can write all these things. These are very easy for you to remember for exam viewpoint. Then what can be the reason for shift in supply? Okay, before that, since you followed demand, can someone give me the reason why there can be shift in demand? Someone said this in the
income.
Come again?
Increase in income.
Okay, good then.
Change in price, ma'am.
Yeah, for the related good. Okay. Future expectation. Just 5 important key points you remember. Taste and preference. When people's taste and preference changes, definitely the demand for that particular commodity can shift. It can either increase or decrease. Demand. I'm speaking about demand. Just 5 points you can write. I think I would have said it. I think it must be in the PPT.
Hello.
I'll just check.
First, Bangaram.
The other PPT also I sent, right? I don't know whether I had it over there. The supply, factors affecting supply, shift in supply. Somewhere I had shift in demand. Demand shift is here. Okay. So, income, number of consumers. When more consumers go for that particular commodity, there's a shift over there. Then price, as you said, income, as you said, future expectation. Now, what do you think can be the reason for shift in supply? Why supply increases or decreases according to this chart? This chart. So, in case the price of resources, if it increases or decreases based on it, your supply can shift. That can be one reason. Price of resources. Then,
Madam, price of resources means that is factors of production.
Yeah, factors of production or some input factors or what do you call raw materials. Price of raw materials.
Supply will be reduced.
Yeah, that is what I'm telling. It can increase or decrease. Shift in supply. I gave it as a general statement called a shift in supply. I didn't say increase or decrease. Shift in supply can be basically due to these 4 or 5 reasons. So first one we said as price of resources. And then you can have number of producers. When more number of people are producing, when more number of suppliers are there, obviously supply can increase or decrease, right? So number of suppliers. If more number of suppliers or less number of suppliers, there can be a shift. Then because of new technology, when technology is new, I can produce more at the given time. So that can increase or decrease. And government taxes and subsidies, that can also play a role. And then again over here also future expectation. Future expectation of that particular good has a future expectation. It can increase or decrease. Okay. So next, where are we? Shift in supply. Then factors affecting supply. What do you say? What can be the factors which affect supply or determinants of supply? Same. Cost of factors of production can be there. The technology can be there. External or internal factors. Again over here, what did we say? Tax and subsidies. You need to understand something. There will be certain points which is repeatedly given in the text. Even for your exam, don't get confused. You can add those factors also. If you don't think that you'll forget the answers. Again, the key points. Remember the key points and you develop on it. And then price of related goods. So all these can be the factors which affect supply. And then elasticity of supply. What did we say as elasticity of demand? Elasticity of supply is also same. The responsiveness. So what is it? How did we do it earlier? Elasticity of supply will be percentage change in quantity supplied by percentage change in price. When you, again, demand, when you know about demand, it's easy for you to write about supply also. So what is it? Proportional change in quantity supplied by proportional change in price. Same thing. It will be delta QS by Q divided by delta P by P. So when you cross multiply delta Q by delta P into, what did you have? P by Q, right? P by Q. So same thing. And what are the different kinds of supply, elasticity of supply? You have there, you would have drawn 5 graphs. Here in the single graph itself, you can write it. You can draw this same, more or less the same. So price and quantity supplied is here. Please only mute. It's greater than 1. This is 0, less than 1, equal to 1, and it's infinity. So here also we have perfectly elastic, relatively elastic, unit elasticity, relatively inelastic, perfectly inelastic. Okay, so that is what, when you done that, it will be easy for you to do the same thing in supply also. And then moving on to the next chapter, production function. Quickly we'll start with production function. What is production function? Transformation of input into output. That is what production is. Production analysis. Quick flow chart. Have this flow chart and it will be easy for you to remember. So what is it? Concept of production. Production I'm giving. Production is nothing but, what did I say? It's a technical relation between input and output. Technical relation between input and outputs. That's all. That is production. Mainly there are three. Under this, I'll give the key points alone. If you have this flow chart, if you follow this flow chart, you can write this answer. So one, we have it as total productivity or total production. Where is in your textbook? It had been given something. I'll just check in your textbook and then, yeah. Page
number 40.
47. 47 is the
48, ma'am.
48. Okay.
Actual starting.
Total production. Okay, we have the key things I'll give you, and then I'll speak about the side. What are the important key points you have to write for this answer? So productivity, we have total production, average production, or productivity, anything you can write, and marginal. First class itself, I said marginal is an important, average and marginal is an important keyword in economics. So remember, always this, you'll be continuing from here. It will be for cost, it will be for revenue, it will be for profit, everything. So what is this total production? It refers to the sum total of output produced in the given point of time. So it refers to the sum total. That is what total, right? Summation. Sum total of the output produced. Sum total of output produced. That's all. Have it like this. Sum total of output produced. And it is given as AP into QL. Outputs. So then what is AP? It refers to the output produced per unit labor. So AP is output produced. That is TP. Okay. Output produced per unit labor. And MP will be, it is the change. That is what did we see about, I think you would have remembered about the utility curve when we spoke in the first class. So T, U at N minus T, U at N minus 1. Same way, here for MP you have total productivity at the nth unit minus total productivity at N minus 1th unit. Just have this equation. I'll give a data set. When you work on the data set, you can easily write the answer. So then second point in this, there are mainly factors of production, 4 factors of production, which we saw in the circular flow of economy itself. 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and organization or entrepreneur. Already I said this. So these are the 4 factors of production. Under production, you can write first point to be the main factors of production are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then production analysis, the the key production analysis or how the productivity can be measured is in terms like total productivity, average productivity, and marginal productivity. This is total productivity, average, and marginal productivity. This is done. And next we have time period. Mainly we have 2 time period. One is short run and another one is long run. Next side heading will be time. 4 factors. Before that, I said measurement of productivity. Before that, I gave you as definition of productivity. Definition of productivity is nothing but you can write it as transformation of input to output or a technical relation between input and output. Both you can give. Then time period. Time we have short run and long run. In economics or here, short run and long run. I cannot specifically say this is short run. 3 months is short run. 1 day is short run. It depends. I'll give you an example. Normally the example which I give is a lady who's selling buttermilk. Okay. So she's sitting there. Buttermilk will be there only for a cup of buttermilk is there in the pot. So suddenly 2 people are coming. Then little water she adds and she gives for both the people. So that is short run. Immediately they came, she was not able to do anything. But the person who came, they said, tomorrow we have a meeting. So can you give us supply as 50 cups of buttermilk? So tomorrow is long run for her. So today she is having ample amount of time. So tomorrow is long run for that particular case. So tomorrow if you have a party, suddenly people are telling, okay, 50 more are extra to join. So you have little time to do some sort of arrangement over there. In short run, understand this, short run, 1 factor is fixed. 1 factor is fixed in short run.
But actually, in short run, it is the production process which remains the same for a period. That is the short run. When there is a substantial changes in the production process, that should be treated as a long run.
Come again, please.
Any production process that is going on for a certain period, that should be treated as a short run. Any production process which has substantial changes in the production process, that should be treated as a long run.
Is it for, you are speaking exclusively for production, right?
Right.
So here, when we speak about short run, even in the cost also, we'll be speaking about this. So generally short run period and long run period. There is these 2 terminologies, what they say is, in long run, all factors are variable. I'll give you another example. Assuming I have a plan. The plan is in the paper only. I didn't execute the plan. So I want to construct a building. The plan is in the paper. So I have to execute in the sense. Now I can make any change. Yes, I want another small correction over there. That is long run for me. Short run, it's already, I've executed the plan. I've done some sort of construction here. Now I want a partition there. So 1 factor is fixed there. What 1 factor is fixed over here? The compound wall. I've already done the compound wall over there. The partition has been, something can be done, but 1 is fixed. Short run, always remember the key term or key word which you have to write is 1 factor is variable or 1 factor is fixed here. In long run, all factors are variable. It is just in the plan. It is yet to be executed. So this is regarding time. In case of production, we are speaking. And then we have something called as, these 3 are done. And then I'll give you a data set. Cobb-Douglas production function. In production function, we have CES production function, Leontief production function, Cobb-Douglas production function. In your textbook, Cobb-Douglas production function is given. If in case you are asked as a short answer for production function, just give the definition for production function and Cobb-Douglas production function. I'll give you the the points here. Have the points. Cobb-Douglas production function is Q is equal to A K power alpha L power beta, where Q or Y is the total production. Or this is the actual output. Q, no, it's an actual output. You can give it as actual output. And this is A is total factor productivity. And alpha and beta are elasticities of capital and labor. K is capital, L is labor. Just these 5 points is enough. If they ask about production function, if they ask, I'm repeating, if it's Cobb-Douglas production function, write this equation Q or Y. In certain textbooks, you can even see Y is equal to. So Q or Y is equal to A, K power alpha, L power beta. So Q is nothing but actual output. A is total factor productivity. K is capital. L is labor. Alpha and beta are elasticities of capital and labor. One more point to conclude the answer. Cobb-Douglas production function assumes constant return to scale.
Ma'am, A stands for?
Yes. A is total factor productivity. I think I've given it. I'll just check. Okay. Did I give it here? Yes. In the slide I've given it. The slide which I shared you, I think it is there. But I don't know whether A, K, L are given. Kindly write K, A, K, L and these things you can write. Please mute. I don't know who is this. Kindly mute.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
You told that assume. You can please repeat that.
What is it? Assume?
You can please repeat that, ma'am.
Which one? Final point or what is it? Okay. Cobb-Douglas production function has constant return to scale. Assumes constant return to scale.
Ma'am, constant return to?
Scale. SCALE scale.
Okay.
I'll tell you now what is it. With that, the answer.
How the value of A is measured to be measured?
Come again.
How the value of A to be measured?
How the value of A is?
To be measured.
To be measured. You have to fit the equation. You will be fitting the equation. It is a non-linear equation. You will be converting it into log and then you will be fitting the equation. And then you can get the answer because that is constant, right? Y is equal to A plus BX. So that is mathematics.
That is not explained in your study material.
Yes, but because that is constant. That is what in the textbook, not even that is given.
No, not explained at all.
That is what I'm telling. In the textbook, it's not given. Okay. This is pure maths. When you get into it, you will be you need to derive it. So as for now, theoretically, I'm giving it. Okay. So this is what did we say is constant return to scale, increasing return to scale, and diminishing return to scale. So these three things which we have to discuss now. So what did we say? We are speaking about production function. Production function. What is it? It speaks about the combination of input and output. This constant return to scale means there is something called as input and output. When you increase your input, understand the concept. If the input is increased, output is more. If you the input whatever you give, I'm giving 5 units input. if the output is more than input what you used. Understand the concept? I'm giving 5 unit of input, my output is 10. It is increasing return to scale. I'll give you the data set also. It's hunting for data set. If I get it will be here only. I'll check the data set and I'll pass it to you. And then this is increasing return to scale. What is increasing return to scale? The input, whatever I add, if the output is more than the input you are given, that is increasing return to scale. The input what you add, the output is same as the input, whatever you gave. Meaning that is constant return to scale, and input whatever you give is less than the output. The output is less than what you gave as input, even if it is 2 unit. This is diminishing or decreasing return to scale. If I have a unit called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 20, 22. What is this? It is increasing. As you increase the input, the output is also increasing. Clear? This is increasing return to scale. You increase the inputs, output is constant. This is constant return to scale. You increase the inputs, output is 10, 9, 8, 7, decreasing. It is diminishing return to scale. Clear? Yes, is it confusing? This is very simple. After this only confusion will come. Is it okay? And
Yes.
in your Cobb-Douglas production function, you had A, L power, alpha, or K power, anything. As I said, no, in certain books it will be given a different notations. Notations are different, but the concept is the same. It can be given as over here, A will be there. Sometime they will be giving some other alphabet here. Each textbooks will be different, but the concept will be the same. So here, alpha plus beta, when it is equal to 1 means it's constant return to scale in Cobb-Douglas production function. Alpha plus beta greater than 1 means increasing return to scale. Alpha plus beta less than 1 means diminishing return to scale. This will be in the slide. So if something on Cobb-Douglas is asked, these 5 points is more than enough to give you on marks, to get marks. Next, we have something called as, we are going to now speak about some resources. So production means we will be having some resources which is used, right? So resources we are going to speak about resources. We have some fixed resources, variable resources. The resources which is used, it does not change with the output. It does not vary with the output. Mean it's fixed resources. I'll give you a common example like for idli. Okay, so whatever you use, the electricity or the not electricity, the stove and the patram which you use will be the same. So that is fixed. That is fixed resources. It does not change. Variable resources, it changes with the output produced because you need to use more dough. You need to use more energy. The output, which when the resources changes with the output, it is variable resources. The resource which is fixed resources. It does not change with the output. Then you have this data set with you because you'll be speaking about. I'm giving you the data set input in your textbook. Which page number? Page number, the production schedule is there, right? TP, AP and MP. Page number 51.
51.
Yes. That will be little more for you to remember from exam viewpoint. So I'll be giving a simple one I'll be giving. If you're interested, you can use this. 3, 4, 5 and 6. You have output here. Output means TP. Output here, that is 0, 5, 15, 20, 22, 22 and 18. Then you have MP. How MP is calculated? TP at n minus TP at n minus 1, right? The definition is, the equation is already given. Try to calculate this TP at n minus 1. Then you will be having AP. How AP is calculated? TP by Q. That is output. TP by Q. You fill MP, okay? Then it will be easy for you. AP I'm giving 5, 15. Let's see whether it's correct. 0 by 0, 0, 5 by, yeah, 1 is 5, 15 by 2, right? So this is not right. 15 by 2. 7 point something. Okay, so calculate this in this as given in page number 51 and have this table with you. Based on this table, you have to draw a graph. Graph is very important. As I said, you have to draw a graph. So graph somewhat roughly I'm giving it over here for you. Your graph will be as given in page number 52. Yeah, I'm having my PPT, right? I'll show it in the PPT itself. Yeah, look at this graph. The graph over here. You need to have this graph with this 3 stages for this question. So graph over here, for the given data set, you draw a graph, you'll be having a graph like this. Definitely you'll be having a graph like this. There'll be 3 stages. One is increasing, one is constant, one is diminishing. Clear? You can see from here, increasing return to scale will be here, constant return to scale will be here, diminishing return to scale will be here. So that with respect to MP and AP, when you have this, with what happens in the first stage, TP will increase. First stage, very simple. Stage 1, TP increases from the graph. Once you draw the graph, it will be very easy for you to write the answer. I'm giving you the shortcut. TP increases. What happens here? AP will also increase. MP. What happens to MP? MP also increases. It reaches maximum. Both increase. All 3 increases here. TP increases. AP increases. MP increases. That's all. That is first stage. Second stage, TP will increase only. TP is constant. It's increasing and it's constant. It reaches maximum. But what happens here? MP starts falling. What is MP? MP is nothing but when you add one unit of, by addition 1 unit of output, how much, 1 unit of input, how much output you are generating. That is MP. When you, by adding 1 extra unit of input, the additional output which you are going to generate, that is why that is what I said, TP at n minus, TP at n minus 1, the final. So that is MP. So what happens here? By adding 1 extra unit of input, your output starts diminishing. Then what is AP? AP is output per unit or per unit input. So output is, what is happening here? That is also decreasing. It's decreasing over here. In stage 3, your TP falls, MP falls, AP also falls. So stage 3 will be ruled out because your productivity is down. I'll give you a simple example if this concept is confusing, but that is related to this concept only. You're having you're running a business at home. Some the dough business, idli batter. So you're having 2 machines at home. You're having 2 labor there, or initially you're having only 1 labor, one. So the same labor will be he's using machine 1 as well as machine 2. He's in charge of both. So somewhat he'll be creating some sort of output. But what do you find? You're getting more orders. So only 2 machines are there, 1 labor is there. So next time you try to increase more labor to second labor. So you thought, okay, labor 1 will be here and labor 2 will be here, they'll be doing. So suddenly 1 labor is not coming frequently. So again, you're having some problem. Now you are trying to increase a third labor. Third labor, in spite of that also, your output will increase. It's increasing. But at time you found, okay, why can't we have another labor? We can have another machine also. Fourth labor, you are now increasing. When you increase a fourth labor, sometimes they will be idly sitting or there will be some chit chat. This will definitely reduce your productivity. So the concept of production analysis, what is it? The main key, what is the moral of the story is, it will definitely tell us where to stop, how much labor you have to include to have a maximum output. When you include more and more labor, your output will decrease. So how many machines you're having, how many labors you need for this machine, that for a manager, for a production purpose, where he should stop. So that is what that theory is being given by this production analysis. That is what you're seeing here. This one slide speaks about it. How many workers you have to add, how many fixed resources are there, by additional output by additional labor, what is the additional output produced? You keep on adding the labor, eventually your output will fall. Because they know that you're getting more profit, they will go on strike also. So where you have to stop, how many labors you have to include, where you can stop your output, thereby you can increase your productivity, thereby you can increase your output, sales, your profit. So that theory is given in this production analysis. Now, moving on to the next. Now we'll be speaking about cost. Production is done. Yeah, cost. Cost is nothing but, what is cost? Cost is very simple definition which is given over here is money incurred by the producer in order to produce goods and services. When I say cost of this pen is 5 rupees, after it is in my hand, the stage 1, from stage 1, how it entered the market till now, till it reaches my hand, including all transportation cost, everything is included here. Before that, kindly excuse me, once this demand and supply is done, I have to discuss about one particular thing. I don't know whether it's in your textbook, because it will be useful for us in market. So what is it? Now demand is over. Sorry for confusing. Demand is over, supply is over. And also production analysis is also over. Before moving on to the cost, I should bring something inside. So price, quantity demanded and quantity supplied, both will be in your x-axis. Both will be in your x-axis. I'll give you the, so what is it, price? What did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is what the thing I gave you. Quantity supplied was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And quantity demanded will be 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Have this table with you. It will be very easy to remember. It will be very easy to plot and draw. Even they ask about equilibrium price. Now we'll be speaking about some equilibrium price. So this is demand and supply. I'm bringing demand and supply together now. Can you follow? Can I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So now when you plot, just kindly in your notebook, try to do this work. So obviously your one curve will be like this and another curve will go like this. 3 and 30, I want something like this. Wait, because I want exactly, I want not equilibrium price. So I'm drawing this.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
this is equilibrium price.
Exactly. Once you spoke about demand and supply, you're trying to fix both together. That's all. Okay. This is supply and this is demand, right? Demand and supply meeting together. This is equilibrium price. Equilibrium price. So you can see the same thing from the schedule also, demand and supply schedule. So what exactly happens here? So demand. This is what you see in the market. You go to a market, you ask for something is sold over there. There'll be a bargaining. You say, no, you give me for 100 rupees. The person the opposite side is telling, no. It is the per plate is 200 rupees. It is not everywhere in the market where we can bring a fish market here. They said, no, it's 200 rupees. Again, he's telling, no, little higher. Okay, I said, okay, give me for 125. He's telling, no, 200 only. Or you give for 175. So we keep on bargaining. There is a point where the demander and the supplier, see, I should be happy to give the money, and the person opposite, the supplier also should be happy to take the money and supply the product for that particular money, for that particular amount. So both of us are satisfied. What is this equilibrium price? Equilibrium price is nothing but a price where the demander nor the supplier have the tendency to move away from each other. Neither he nor me. We will not have the tendency to move away from each other. We will be fixed. Both of the demander and the supplier, producer and the consumer will be satisfied in this particular point. That point we call it as equilibrium point. Someone on the opposite side, kindly mute. So what is it? Equilibrium price is nothing but the price where the demander or the supplier, the producer and the consumer, it is called as a state of rest. Kindly mute. State of rest. Who's on the other side? Equilibrium price is nothing but state of rest. Demander or the supplier, they do not have the tendency to move away from each other. That we call as state of rest. That is called as equilibrium price. In this particular schedule, fixing this, plotting the schedule on the graph, you draw a graph, the particular point will be, the equilibrium price will be 3 and equilibrium quantity will be 30. Quantity demanded and quantity supplied will be 30. And what happens to the point above the equilibrium point? Above this, what happens here? That is very important. I'll give a different color. Yellow. Okay. What happens here? See, it is 4, okay? It's 4 I'm trying to draw. Just understand the concept. Just look into this. It's very simple. What is happening here? At point 4, this is your demand curve, right? Green, black is your demand curve. The demand will be 20. At point 4, demand will be 20. At point 4, supply will be 40. Right? That is what you are seeing here. At point 4, demand will be 20 and supply will be 40. What is the theory of the supply? You give the money, you get the amount. You get the product. Because I want profit. For 40 rupees, for 40, what is it? For 4 rupees, 4,000, or 4 lakhs, I don't know. I'll supply you 40. The less you give, I'll supply you less only. But consumer, what is consumer? Maximizing utility with minimum cost, with minimum price. For 40, there'll be very less people to accept. For 40, he's willing to give you so much he's willing to supply, but the demand is only so much. Clear? Very less people are demanding it because the price is more for them. There'll be people who are affordable to give the amount only will be giving and getting it. Not everyone. So what happens here? Above the equilibrium point is supply will be greater than demand. Above the equilibrium point, supply will be greater than demand. Above the equilibrium point, supply is greater than demand. That is what you see here also. You see in this case also. So demand will be less than supply. So supply is greater than demand. Excess supply. Surplus is there. And what happens below equilibrium position, below equilibrium point, at point 2? Point 2, so many people are demanding. Demand is there. But supply at point 2, how much he'll supply? He'll supply only so much. Same thing you can see in the graph, in the table. Have this table, draw this graph, the concept will be clear. What happens here? Demand is greater than supply. Excess demand is there. Below the equilibrium point, just have this 3 key points, 1, 2, 3, note 1, 2, 3. At the equilibrium point, demand is equal to supply. Below the equilibrium point, supply is greater than demand. Below the equilibrium point, demand is greater than supply. That is, excess demand is there. Above the equilibrium point, supply is greater than demand. That is, excess supply is there. Okay? That's all. This is about equilibrium price. Can you write it in your words? I don't know whether it's in your textbook, but when you speak about demand and supply, this has to be brought, because when we speak about market, this will be a very important for price fixation. You have to know this. Next will be, where are we? Cost. Okay, so done. Law of diminishing also, I would have given a simple definition here. As you add more and more labor, your output will eventually fall. So that is law of diminishing returns. And next comes cost analysis. Page lesson 5, page 59. What is this cost analysis? Cost is nothing but money incurred by the producer in order to produce goods and services. That is what I said. The pen which is there, which is in your hand, before reaching you, what happens to the pen? From stage 1 till it reaches you, what all cost is there? The transportation cost, labor cost, raw material cost, everything is together only, we call it as cost. It's not simply money. Money of this pen or price of this pen, no. In economics, cost has a broader definition called as, it includes everything from day 1 till the final destination point. And have this table. Just one table will exactly explain the entire lesson. You needn't worry about it. Don't panic. Don't get confused. I'll give you the... Okay. What is cost function? So if something they ask about cost means, definition you have given, cost function, cost is a function of output. That's all. How did you write about production function? Q is a function of input and output, or output is a function of land, labor, capital and organization. Output is a function of input. This because this is what regression is, so this you have to know. Even demand also we said, no, demand is a function of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factors. Supply is a function of, this is what you will be writing. This we call it as a cost function, demand function, supply function, production function. So this is cost function. Cost is a function of output. Then you have different types of cost. You might be getting a question, right? Write a note on types of cost. I'll be giving some shortcut for you. So easily you can remember. Don't worry. So cost, there is mainly 2 types of cost. Mainly. I'll give you again a story. I want to open a tuition center. Assuming. It is just for example I'm giving. I want to open a tuition center. Or person A want to open a tuition center. So what will he do? He will have to find a place. And then you need a blackboard, you need fan, you need AC, you need a smart board, projector, etc., etc. Table, chair. He's spending something on that, right? Are you in the line? Excuse me, the other side, I'm not able to see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
So, what is it? he needs to spend something, some investment. Fan, projector, smart board, table, chair, AC. So that is fixed. Cost which is fixed cost. It does not vary with output. First month or first, when I do this, I don't get a rent. I don't get any income out of it. Yes or no? I'm constructing the place. I've called for I've advertised that I'm going to take a tuition. First, these things have been done. The room is ready. Till then, I didn't get any income. First month, first student, some student will be coming. Then I get an income. Right. So what is this? Again here, in your x-axis, you have output. Y-axis, you have cost. So what are we speaking about? We are speaking about fixed cost. What did I say? Cost which is fixed. It does not change with the output. 10, 20, 30, 40, how many ever people will come, the cost is fixed. I've spent on these, I've invested. So that is fixed forever. So fixed cost is always parallel to your x-axis. Then what is variable cost? Variable cost varies with the output. First month, I didn't get anything. 0, right? This is 0. And this is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. The cost I've spent. Something in and around here. So what happens when output increases? Initially, I'm not getting much. Then I get little by little, I'm getting. It will be somewhat like this. Okay, so this is variable cost. Once more students are there, when the output is increased, the variable cost, I'm getting some sort of input. Then what is total cost? Total cost is nothing but fixed cost plus variable cost. Fixed cost plus variable cost. Understand? The types of cost, you can write many types of cost. So these are very simple. I'll give you one example. When you calculate the table, you'll be getting fixed cost. Cost which is fixed cost. It does not change with output. So it will be fixed forever. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 I'm giving. So output, have this table with you. Output 1 first will be 0 because it starts with 0. 0, 1, 2. Are you writing along with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Taking the table? Yes. Then we have variable cost. Variable cost. Cost varies with the output. So it will be 0. Variable cost will be 0 always. And then fixed, then it will be, assuming I'm giving 10 here, 17 here, 25, 40. It's your choice. Since if you know the equation, you can build your own data set. Then what is total cost? Total cost is, what did I say? What did I say? Fixed
plus variable.
Very good. Add these two and fill it over here. These things you can write as types of cost. 7 to 8 types of cost here itself you will be getting. Then you know marginal cost. What is marginal cost? Total cost at n minus total cost at n minus 1. That also you can write. Right? Current minus previous. Current minus previous. Current minus previous. Then there is something called as average fixed cost. I'll give the formula. It is nothing but fixed cost by output.
You see? Isn't this great?
Average variable cost. Variable cost by output.
Would really like the end result.
Then average total cost. Total cost by output. Or you can have average fixed cost plus average variable cost. Clear?
తక్కువ జీతం ఉన్న వాళ్ళు కూడా కొంచెం స్టాక్స్ ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయాలి మనం.
Ma'am, what is after average variable cost, ma'am?
Average total cost.
Okay, ma'am.
What is
And
average total cost? It will be it has two formulas. It can be average fixed cost plus average variable cost or total cost by output. Both will be giving the same answer. Check it. Okay, you kindly work on this. You can even have different types of graph. When you draw the graph, it will be very easy for you to understand. And then what are the factors that contribute to cost? Level of output.
ma'am, will
What
you please
happens?
repeat average total cost formula?
Come again?
Average total cost formula. ma'am.
It's written here, average total cost can be average, two formulas you can give. Will be giving you the same answer when you calculate with this data set. Average fixed cost plus average variable cost will also give you average total cost, or this total cost is there, right? Divided by output will give you average total cost.
Okay, ma'am.
Because that
Thank you.
is what you have done, right? Fixed cost by output, variable cost by same thing. Understand the concept, you won't forget it. It will be easy for you. Then what are
Repeat, ma'am.
the which one? Which one?
Last one, ma'am.
Average total cost.
Yes, ma'am.
Average total cost is same part. See, average total cost is nothing but average fixed cost plus average variable cost. You have calculated average fixed cost and average variable cost, right? That is the summation of average fixed cost and average variable cost will be giving total cost. Next class when we start, I'll do this in Excel and show you directly. And draw the graph so that it will be easy for you when you see the graph. Then average total cost can also be calculated as the total cost by outputs. Clear? If the size, the factors contributing to cost, if the size of production is large, then cost of production will also be more. So size increases, cost will also increase. Cost and the factors I'm giving you as a size. Then price of the input factor. Definitely when the cost will increase, then the price of input raw material will also, the cost of production increases, definitely the input factor increases, total cost also increases. Then you got the size of the plant. Cost of production will be low when the large size is there. Output stability, lot size, capacity utilization, time period, technology, you're spending for technology, government policies, all these plays a role in determining cost. Okay, then different types of cost, as I said to you, they're important. This very, very important. You need to know only these two things. I'll just close the class. Opportunity cost and sunk cost. Sunk cost is nothing but the cost which is sunk. It's lost. It's gone. It cannot be recovered. Somewhere I'm giving some money, it's gone. The person is gone. I won't be getting the money back. That is sunk. When these two are also keywords in economics: sunk cost and opportunity cost. Economics is nothing without opportunity cost.
Sorry for the interruption, madam. I'm waiting.
Sorry, ma'am. Yeah, sorry. I'm really sorry.
5 minutes because I have accounts class. We need
Yes,
more
ma'am.
time.
Yes, I'm sorry, ma'am. Yes. Thank you so much. We'll meet in the next class. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. Today, let us see marginal costing and CVP analysis. Okay. What is marginal cost? Marginal cost means what? Simply in economic terms, we used to say additional cost of producing additional number of units produced, isn't it? That means what? Variable cost only will be covered after certain level of capacity, right? So say for an example, the expenditures we are classified into two categories, right? That is fixed cost and variable cost. Each and every product, if you are producing, both variable cost as well as fixed cost will be involved, right? So what is variable cost? What is variable cost? Variable cost means what? Can you say an example, anybody?
Raw material.
Sales minus variable.
Cost of raw material.
Sales minus marginal
I
cost.
am
No?
asking about what is variable cost.
Ma'am, it is not fixed, ma'am. It will be way.
Price of raw material.
Some labor wages.
Very good. Material, the expenditure which are incurred for producing any product, you have to spend material, labor, and direct overheads, right? This is directly when you are increasing your production, these expenditure will also increase. When you are reducing your production, these expenditure will also be reduced. That means the expenditure which is based upon the volume of production, right? So that is called variable cost. What is fixed cost?
It won't vary according to the
Salary.
margins
Yes,
add up.
yes. It is a constant. Fixed cost means constant at a 100% level of capacity. Say for an example, even if you are producing a single unit or 10 unit or 100 unit, 1000 unit, your maximum capacity 100% is 10,000 units. So when you are producing 10,000 unit or 100 units, you have to spend the same amount, right? So that is called fixed cost, right? So when the fixed costs are involving, after a particular point, the point at which there is no profit, no loss, that is called break even point, right? So there is total expenditures are equivalent to your revenue, that is called no break even point, no profit, no loss point. Okay, beyond that level, when you are producing, increasing your production, you have to involve only variable cost. Fixed cost will not be involved. Okay. So what is marginal costing? Marginal costing, which means it is the ascertainment of marginal cost. Marginal cost means additional cost of producing additional product. Say for an example, 10 units you are producing, its cost per unit is 100 rupees, right? So 10 into 100, that is 1000 rupees for total expenditure you are incurring. Now you want to increase your production 10 units to 12 units. How much it should be? 1200, but instead total expenditure is you have spent only 1100 rupees. So 100 rupees is lesser. That is when you are, how much production increased? 2 unit. So 2 unit, what is the cost? 100 rupees. That is the marginal cost, right? So marginal cost means additional cost of producing additional number of units. That involves only variable cost. Okay. So marginal cost we used to calculate, that is variable cost, that is direct labor, direct material, direct expenditure, and other direct variable overheads. We usually calculate contribution. What is contribution? Contribution means sales minus marginal cost. What is sales given in your problem? So that you have to write, calculate according to your variable cost, number of units you have to calculate. So that is called contribution. Okay, so this is the marginal cost statement. That is revenue means sales, sales less product cost means variable cost. Variable cost is material, labor, and other direct expenditure. And they have to calculate what is the contribution. Revenue minus variable cost is contribution. Contribution minus fixed cost is profit or loss. Okay. Then CVP analysis, right? That is cost, volume, profit analysis. 1 second. Ma'am, class class
అవునన్నా, నువ్వెంత బతిమాలినా వినిపించుకోలేదు. వాళ్ళ గురించి ఆలోచిస్తావెందుకు?
right? So marginal costing equation is sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. Contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. If it is a profit, you have to add. If it is loss, you have to deduct. plus or minus profit or loss. So this marginal costing used as a technique which is taking for various decision making. So what are the decision making management will be taken? So that is changes in selling price, changes in sales volume, changes in variable cost, changes in fixed cost. So these are the impact of this marginal costing. And then you can take various decision whether to export order, accept the export order or not, whether to continue or shut down the production, or whether to merge product various plant A, plant B merging, is it maximizing your profit or not? Then if it is a key factor or limiting factor, if there is any deficiency in labor hour or material, so if you are producing more than one product, so which product if you are producing will give you maximize the profitability. So all these things are decision making situations, right? First let us see how to calculate PV ratio. That is, PV ratio means profit volume ratio. What is the percentage? Profit is covered on your sales. That is PV ratio. PV ratio formula is contribution by sales into 100. So what is if you are having a contribution, if you want to know in number of units, that is contribution per unit divided by selling price per unit into 100, that is percentage. Or if you are taking in volume in rupees also you can calculate, that is 100 whatever total contribution divided by total sales into 100. Anyway you will get percentage, PV ratio percentage. Suppose if in your problem 2 period sales and 2 period profit is given, so in that case contribution you cannot find out. So what is the formula you have to use for finding PV ratio? That is change in contribution divided by change in contribution or change in profit. Change in profit divided by change in sales. Contribution will not be available, only profit will be available. Change in means what? Difference between 2 period profit divided by difference between 2 period sales into 100, right? The next one, break even analysis. What is break even analysis? That is the point at which there is no profit, no loss. That is called break even. That means that at that point the total aggregate expenditure are equivalent to your revenue. That is why the point at which no profit, no loss point, that is called break even point. Okay. So how to calculate break even point? Break even point, if you want to calculate in number of units, fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. If you want to know in rupees volume, that is fixed cost divided by PV ratio, that formula also you can use it for calculating break even point, right? Let us do problems examination point of view. Definitely marginal cost will be given in part A, either part A or part B, or sometimes decision making problem may be given in part C also, right? So you should be, it is very easy chapter, easily you can understand, easily you can work out. It is a very simple thing, right? So see this problem. Pepsi company produces a single article, that is selling price per unit rupees 40, marginal cost per unit rupees 24, fixed cost per annum rupees 16,000. Calculate PV ratio, break even sales to earn a profit of rupees 2,000, profit at sales of rupees 60,000, new break even sales if price is reduced by 10%. So keep on disturbing me. Excuse me. See here, selling price per unit is given 40 rupees, marginal cost per unit 24 rupees. That means variable cost. Variable cost is given 24 rupees, fixed cost per annum 16,000. Calculate PV ratio, break even sales to earn a profit of rupees 2,000, profit after sales of rupees 60,000, new break even sales if price reduced by 10%. This is the question. First we have to calculate PV ratio. What is the formula? Contribution by sales into 100. What is contribution? Sales is 40 minus variable cost is 24. That is contribution is 16 divided by 40 into 100. So that is PV ratio is 40%. Break even sales, that is sales, see here, break even sales, you use fixed cost divided by PV ratio formula. PV ratio we have calculated. So fixed cost is given 16,000 divided by PV ratio 40%. So 16,000 divided by 40%, that is called, if you want to say in rupees, that is 40,000 rupees. If you want to say in number of units, contribution per unit, if you divide by sales number of units, how many units you are using? 40,000 divided by 40 rupees selling price per unit. If you divided by selling price per unit, that is number of units. Break even sales in number of units, that is 1,000 units. Okay. Then next, sales to earn a profit of rupees 2,000. That means if you want to earn a profit 2,000, what should be your sales? That means expected profit. So what is the formula? Fixed cost plus expected profit divided by PV ratio. Fixed cost is 16,000 plus expected profit is 2,000 divided by 40%. So the sales should be 45,000 rupees. If you want to say in number of units, that is 45,000 divided by 40 rupees. So 1,125 units. Okay. Then profit at sales of rupees 60,000. So profit at sales of rupees 60,000, that means what? If your profit is 60,000, how much should be your sales, right? So you take contribution, that is profit means that is contribution, right? So contribution is 40%. For 40 percentage is 60,000. What is your profit? So for 60,000 into sales is 60,000. What is contribution? 40%. That is 24,000 is your contribution. 24,000 minus fixed cost, that is called profit. So 24,000 minus 16,000. So 8,000 is your profit. Now next question, what is given? See here. New break-even sales if price is reduced, selling price is reduced by 10%. So what you have to do here, marginal cost, selling price, you have to first PV ratio you have to calculate. For new PV ratio, when selling price is reduced by how much? 10%. So 40 rupees into 10%, if you calculate, that is how much it is? 4 rupees. 40 into 10%, that is 4 rupees. So now the selling price is 36 rupees. So 36 rupees is your selling price. So what is PV ratio? Contribution divided by sales into 100. So what is your contribution? Variable cost is same. So variable cost no changes. So 24 rupees is your variable cost. So 36 minus 24. So contribution is 12 rupees. So 12 divided by 36. Your break even sales is 33.33% or 1/3, right? So break even point contribution is equal to fixed cost. So that means sales into 100 by 300. So break even point, now we have to calculate a PV ratio is 33%. Fixed cost is 16,000 divided by new break even point 1/3 or 33.33%. So the sales, new sales will be, break even sales will be 48,000. Okay. The next question, PV ratio, calculate PV ratio, sales, margin of safety, right? So fixed cost is 40,000, profit is 20,000, break even point is 80,000. So here you have to calculate PV ratio. So here, if you want to calculate PV ratio, you need a contribution, right? Contribution by sales is required. Here contribution is not given in your problem. Sales also not given. So how to calculate? With the available information. What is our marginal costing equation? Sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed cost plus profit, right? So, or if you are taking this fixed cost plus profit, if you are adding this one, fixed cost plus profit, that is called contribution. right? So contribution is, if you are taking 40,000 plus 20,000, 60,000 is your contribution, right? So now what is your fixed cost? Sorry, sales we do not know, right? So what is given here? Break even point is given. So break even point 80,000 is given. So what is the formula for break even point? Fixed cost by PV ratio. Fixed cost is given in your problem, 40,000 divided by PV ratio we do not know, is equal to 80,000. If you solve this equation, you will get PV ratio is 50%, right? So PV ratio when it is 50% is equal to contribution is 60,000. 60,000 is for 50%. What for 100%? So 1,20,000 is your sales. See here, sales, how you have to calculate? Contribution is 50%. PV ratio. PV ratio 50% is equivalent to 60,000. What for 100%? Sales is 100%. So 1,20,000 is the sales, right? Margin of safety. Margin of safety, that is sales minus break-even sales, break-even point. See here, sales we have calculated 1,20,000 minus break-even sales 80,000. So margin of safety is 40,000. This kind of problem also for the examination point of view they may ask you, right? If there is two period sales and profit are given, two period sales and profit are given, you are required to calculate PV ratio, break even point. Profit when sales are rupees 1,80,000, sales required to earn a profit of rupees 12,000. What is the margin of safety in the year 2011, right? So now what is the formula for if two period sales and profit are given? What is the formula change for calculating PV ratio? Change in profit divided by change in sales into 100. Change in profit, that means difference between these two profit is how much? 5,000. 5,000 divided by change in sales. Difference in sales is 20,000. 5,000 divided by 20,000, that is how much it is? 25%. PV ratio is 25%. Next one, break even point. Break even point is fixed cost by PV ratio. Fixed cost we do not know, so we have to calculate fixed cost. For that, you take any period sales, any period, either you take 1,20,000 or 1,40,000, no problem. So 1,20,000 into PV ratio, if you are calculating PV ratio is how much? 25%, right? So 1,20,000 into 25%, the profit is how much is the profit? How much is the profit? 1,20,000 into 25%, that is 30,000, right? So minus the respective profit if you are deducting, that is called fixed cost. Okay. 30,000 minus 8,000, that is 22,000 is fixed cost. So what is the break even sales? Fixed cost by PV ratio. So fixed cost is 22,000 divided by PV ratio is 25%. That is 86,000, right? So profit when sales are rupees 1,80,000, contribution is 45,000. Now we have to calculate next question. Profit when sales are 1,80,000. So if sales is 1,80,000, what is the profit? How to calculate? PV ratio if you apply, you get profit, right? So contribution. So 1,80,000 into 25% is contribution is 45,000. Less fixed cost is 22,000 we have calculated here. Therefore, profit is 23,000. Next question. Sales required to earn a profit of rupees 12,000. Sales, if you want to, that is expected profit. If you want to earn 12,000 rupees as profit, what would be your sales? So, how to calculate? Fixed cost plus expected profit divided by PV ratio. Fixed cost is how much? 22,000 plus expected profit is 12,000 divided by PV ratio is 25%. So what is your sales? 1,36,000. Next question, margin of safety. Margin of safety means what? Actual sales minus break even sales, that is called margin of safety. Actual sales for the year 2010, if you are taking 1,20,000 minus break-even sales is 88,000, right? If you in your problem they are asking you only in the year 2011. 2011, that is 1,40,000 minus break-even sales 88,000. So margin of safety is 52,000. Sometimes they may ask you to find out for both the year, right? That's all with regards to the basic problems related to marginal costing. Next one, applications of marginal costing for various decision making. So as a marginal costing using as a tool or technique for taking various managerial decision making. So what kind of managerial decision making by using this marginal costing and CVP analysis? That is profit planning and pricing of the product, selection of the product mix, then problem of key factor or limiting factor, then make or buy decision, then accepting additional orders or exporting foreign market, and shut down or suspending the activities. So these are the decision making you have to take, right? So problem is given here. Product A and product B, selling price 20 rupees, 30 rupees, variable expenditure 14 rupees, 18 rupees, contribution is given 6 rupees and 12 rupees. So here you have to calculate capacity of the machine 9 is 1000 hours. Total capacity of the machine hour is 1000 hours, right? So and also in one hour machine number 9 can produce 3 units of A and 1 unit of B. So with the limiting factor is capacity of the machine. So only totally we have only 1000 hours. Within 1000 hours, product A and product B you can produce. So if you are going to produce product A, how many units you can produce? 3 units you can produce within 1 hour. How many units you can produce if product B? That is only 1 unit. That is 1 hour, 1 unit you can produce, right? So in that case, what should be the decision making? Number 9, produce how many units of product A or how many units of product B. So which, if you want to maximizing your profitability, so how many, which product if you produce more, that decision you have to take, right? So how to take, see here. First you have to find out contribution per key factor. Contribution per, not contribution per unit. You have to calculate contribution per key factor. First sales minus variable cost. Sales is 20 rupees, 30 rupees. Variable cost 14 rupees, 18 rupees. So contribution per unit is 6 rupees and 12 rupees, right? So now we have to calculate what is the contribution per key factor. Contribution per key factor means what? What is the key factor? Machine hour is the key factor, right? So within 1 hour, how many units you are producing? 3 units. Contribution per unit is 6 rupees. What for? 3 units. So 18 rupees is contribution per hour, right? Key factor. So here 12 rupees. Only 1 unit you are producing. So which product, if you are getting more contribution, if you produce more number of that product, you can get more gain than the other one. That is the decision making you have to write. As a manager, you have to write decision making. Product A, if you are producing, maximizing your production, your profitability will be more. Okay.
You didn't mention 18,000 units, no, ma'am. It's actually 18,000 units, no? 3,000 units into...
Per hour is 18 rupees. Per
18
hour, 18 rupees.
Okay.
Total contribution number of hour is 18,000 hours. Per hour, if you are producing, maximizing product A, your contribution will be 18,000 if you produce A. If you produce
What is that, ma'am? 18,000 units, is it?
Not unit.
Rupees.
Rupees,
okay.
This is contribution in rupees.
Rupees, okay. Thank you.
Total contribution.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. Next one, you see here. You are producing 3 divisions, A, B, C, 3 divisions you have. The management is considering closing or shutdown C because C is in loss. See this marginal costing statement in your problem. Total cost is 92,400. C plant, giving you loss. So whether we have to continue for that division C or shut down, that is the question, right? So now we have to prepare marginal cost statement for all three plants, sales, marginal cost. Here there is no key factor, right? So whether to continue or shut down, you have to take decision making, right? Sales minus variable cost, that is contribution. Contribution minus fixed cost, that is fixed cost is also given in your problem, 28,000, 14,000, 28,000, right? So profit, if you are calculating plant A 50,000 something, plant B 21,000 something, plant C it is minus value, loss, you are incurring loss, right? So what is your decision now? Whether to continue to produce plant C or not?
Drop down C, ma'am.
No.
Drop down. We
See,
have to
contribution.
discontinue.
Contribution is not in minus value. It is in plus value only. 19,400 contribution is in plus value, not in minus value. Right?
But
So that means if you are
But it is the lowest of the three, ma'am.
is what decision you have to take. If there is a chance for producing more number of product in division C, that overcome the loss, isn't it? Because fixed cost you have to incur 28,000, that is the maximum. So instead of sales 84,000, if you are increasing your sales double, what will happen? Will you get profit or not? Say yes or no. So if there is
what is the if it is really required, they will get more orders in C product. Since they are not getting more orders for C product, they are getting only less production and less sales.
That is not given in your mentioned in your.
We can assume like that,
your decision you have to write.
Okay.
If there is a possibility of increasing sales in division C, there is a possibility of earning profit, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If there is no chance of increasing sales, you can take decision making.
They are incurring loss.
Yes, shut down that division.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all you have to write. Okay. See the next one. Accepting export order. See here, units 4,200 units you are producing, and total capacity is 70% level of capacity. Wages is given, material, fixed cost, variable cost, total are given, right? So now Sri Lanka they are offering you 800 units more. That means 70% level you are producing 4,200. What for 100% level of capacity? How many units you can produce? 5,000 units, isn't it? So 4,200 divided by 70 into 100% is 5,000 units you can maximum produce, right? So 4,200 already we are producing. So 800 units you can produce. There is a possibility of producing extra 800 units. Now that Sri Lanka market, here they are asked, that is, so your product can be sold in Sri Lanka rupees 10 rupees only, 10 rupees per unit, and then you have to incur 25 paise per freight charges, right? So whether to accept this export order or not, that you have to take decision making, right? If you are selling in your local market, selling price is 15 rupees. But in Sri Lankan market, they are offering you only 10 rupees. So whether to accept this export order or not. So how to calculate? You prepare marginal costing statement for internal market is 4,200, and export order if 800 separately you calculate. 800 into 10 rupees, right? So 8,000 rupees is the sales. The other variable costs are same, right? So here you calculate wages 12,600 per unit is you calculate. So 12,600 divided by 4,200. So per unit of wages, per unit of material, per unit of variable cost we can calculate, right? So what is the variable cost of material for 4,200 units? What for 800 units you have to calculate, right? So now you have to add freight charges in the export order, that is 200 rupees, 25 paise into 800 units, right? So now we have to calculate what is the total marginal cost or variable cost. So to sales minus variable cost, that is contribution, for domestic market 27,300. If you are accepting this export order, your contribution is 1,000 rupees. Less fixed cost. Fixed cost remains constant whether you are accepting export order or not. It will not increase. Only 7,000 whether you are accepting or not, you have to incur. So there is no fixed cost will be involved for extra product you are producing, right? So if you are accepting this export order, you are gaining 1,000 rupees. Will you accept or not? Even though if it is they are offering 10 rupees per unit, 25 paise you have to incur in addition to the domestic market. So there is a profit, right? 1,000 rupees profit is there. So we can take decision making. We can accept this export order. It is advisable to accept this Sri Lankan export order. When you are exporting, there are many other advantages also there. You can place in the international market, and then there are taxation benefit. So many things are there. So many other benefits are there. So you can accept this export order. Okay. The next one. The cost analysis of two products A and B, that is material per unit is given 2 rupees 50 paise per unit. For if you are producing product A, it is 25 rupees. That means what? How many units you are using for producing product A? 25 divided by 2 rupees 50 paise. That means how many units material you are using?
10 units.
10 is 10 units. Product B, 45 rupees divided by 2 rupees 50 paise.
22, I think, ma'am. 22.
22.5. Right. So labor per hour it is given 1 hour, it is 12 rupees. Here 15 rupees. Variable cost is given selling price. On the basis of the above information, which product would you recommend to be manufactured if labor is key factor and if material is key factor? So here labor is key factor, what is your decision making? Material is key factor, what is your decision making? So which product you have to maximize for producing this product, right? See here.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, in previous question you asked whether we should supply to Sri Lanka or not.
I couldn't hear.
I'm saying, am I audible now?
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, I was saying in previous question you asked whether we should supply the material to Sri Lanka or not. So already the profit margins are very less, and Sri Lankan market is very fragile at the moment. Can we give this as an explanation, saying like we do not want to supply to Sri Lanka is because there's a fragile market and economic has collapsed?
In domestic market, you are right now the selling is 4,200 units for 70% level of capacity you are producing. Additional capacity if you are producing, if you are accepting the export order, it will not be, you will not incur loss. Suppose contribution, if it is goes in minus value, we can reject that export order, right? So when you are accepting your export order, there is the chance of increasing your product marketing in the international market. So, and also there are other benefits also there, tax benefit, import.
True, ma'am, true. But the problem is like Sri Lankan economical market has crashed. So is it suggestible to give the material to that country?
No, it is example. It is example. Whether Sri Lanka or US, whatever it is only example. Why you are going for in depth? Sri Lanka is just for.
Actually, they face some inflation situation about a couple of months back. That's what my friend is saying, ma'am. Okay. But if you are write the comment like that, no, is it acceptable by the examiner? That is what he is trying to ask.
Yes, it is absolutely. You can write your own decision.
He can give his own reason.
You are a manager. You can write the current situation in Sri Lanka is not good condition. So
Yeah.
you can avoid that. Like that you can write, no issue.
Because IMF only helped them to come out of the inflation situation. I know that, ma'am. Yeah, that's
So
what our friend is asking.
Just for accounting purpose, we are saying example only. We are not going the practical thing, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am. Yes.
practical thing, whether it is a Sri Lanka, US, or whatever it is
Yeah,
only for example. So if they are asking you the what about in current situation, you can also write. No, nothing wrong in that. You are a manager, current situation, Sri Lankan market is not good. So we can avoid because inflation rate, foreign currency conversion rate is also very high. So it involves loss like that. Like that you can write. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
See here. This problem is key factor, right? Okay. So contribution per key factor you have to calculate material and labor, right? So selling price per unit for product A, product B you have to calculate separately. So selling price is 70 rupees, material 25, then contribution per unit first you have to calculate. Contribution per unit is in product A is 31 rupees, product B is 15 rupees. Now contribution per key factor. Per key factor you have to calculate. What is the material? How many units you are involving in for producing product A? 25 divided by 2 rupees 50 paise. That means 10 units. 10 units of raw material you are using. So what is the contribution per key factor? 31 divided by 10. 3 rupees 10 paise. In product B, that is 15 rupees is contribution per unit. Here divided by key factor is machine hour, that is 45 divided by 2 rupees 50 paise. So how much it is?
22.50, ma'am. Better pay 2. 45 divided.
No, not 22.
No, ma'am, 18.
18 units. 45 divided by 2 rupees 50 paise. Okay, 18 units. So 15 rupees contribution per unit divided by 18 units. So contribution per material key factor 83 paise. If you are producing product B, you will get only 83 paise. If you produce A, you will get 3 rupees 10 paise. What is your decision making in case of material is the key factor? If you are producing material product A, maximizing your product A, the profitability will be high, isn't it? Similar way, if you are going for labor hour is the key factor. Contribution per labor hour is the key factor. So contribution is the per key factor. That is how many hours you are using here. See here, labor 1 rupee, 12 rupees for producing 1 unit of product A. So per labor hour, how much it is? 12 divided by 1. How many labor hour you are using? 12 hours, right? So 1 hour you have to pay 1 rupee. If you are producing product A, how many labor cost is 12 rupees? So 12 hour. So here 12 hour, 31 divided by 12 hour per labor hour is 25 paise something. Here contribution per unit is 15 rupees divided by 10 hour. Labor is 15 divided by 1 rupee 50 paise. So 10 hour. So 15 divided by 10 hour, contribution per labor hour in product B is 1 rupee 50 paise. If labor is the key factor, if you produce a product B, maximize your product B, the profitability, you can earn more profitability. Okay. That's all with regards to your marginal costing technique. There are you practice many problems. There are a lot of problems are there. You have to practice it. Then can we? There is a time now. 15 minutes more. Okay. Let us go for ratio analysis. Okay.